Fight. Have you ever caught yourself snapping back faster than you meant to? Like your mouth jumped in before the rest of you had a chance to breathe? That's the fight response, your nervous system choosing confrontation as your default way of reacting to conflict because it feels safer than letting something hang in the air. Your posture tightens, your heart rate climbs, blood flows to your muscles, and everything in you leans toward challenging whatever feels off, unfair, or out of control. Long before arguments happened over text or kitchens or conference rooms, that reaction kept people alive. Meeting a threat head-on showed strength, protected your group, and stopped danger before it hurt anyone. And now, in modern-day conflict, that instinct makes you the person who speaks up when something feels wrong. You can say the hard thing out loud, hold your ground, and shut the problem down when everyone else is tiptoeing around it. The problem is, sometimes that same strength can land harder than you mean it to. What feels like, "I need this to stop," inside your head can feel like a personal attack to someone who isn't built the same way. But underneath that heat is something people rarely recognize. You're just trying to restore safety the fastest way your body knows how. Flight. Do you ever notice how, in the middle of tension, your mind immediately starts looking for the nearest exit before anything else? That's the flight response, the urge to physically leave the room, walk away from the argument, or put real space between yourself and the conflict. It's your nervous system's way of telling you to retreat to a safer distance. In evolutionary terms, flight was a literal lifesaver. When faced with a predator or any immediate danger, the humans who instinctively ran were the ones who survived. Today, that same instinct works to your advantage by helping you de-escalate conflict before it turns destructive. Leaving a stressful situation gives you the chance to cool down, avoid saying things you might regret, and come back with a clearer head. Some might see it as running away, but the truth is, you're just choosing the path that keeps things from getting out of control. Sometimes the smartest move is getting out of the storm long enough to let the wind die down. Freeze. Picture a moment where someone confronts you and your brain suddenly feels like a spinning cursor. You're awake, you're aware, but every response feels locked behind a door you can't open. That's the freeze response doing exactly what it was designed to do: make you still, make you quiet, and make you less noticeable when a threat feels like too much. In early human life, staying motionless and silent made it harder for predators to detect you and bought you time to better assess danger. In modern-day conflicts, freezing works the same way. In that silence, you absorb details, avoid acting impulsively, and pick up the real meaning of what is being said. While people argue around you, you're giving yourself breathing room so you don't get dragged somewhere you don't want to go. The downside is appearing detached or unfeeling, but stillness isn't apathy. It's your system choosing caution over chaos, a temporary shelter where you can sort everything out. Humor. Ever catch yourself cracking a joke at the worst possible time? Humor under stress doesn't happen because the situation is funny, it happens because your brain is trying to release pressure without blowing anything up. When it works, it can drop the emotional tension faster than almost any other response. But when it's poorly timed or misinterpreted, it can inadvertently make things a whole lot worse. Evolutionarily, humor kept small groups calm and connected. Laughter softened tension, restored cooperation, and signaled that the situation wasn't as catastrophic as it felt. Now, that same instinct lets you diffuse arguments before they spiral, redirect anger, and give people much-needed perspective when they are too wound up to find it themselves. Of course, not everyone reads humor the same way. Some think you're dismissing them or brushing things off. But the truth is, you understand that a room that's laughing, even a little, is a room that can finally talk. Crying. It's maddening to feel your eyes well up the moment tension starts to rise. But crying under stress is a biochemical release, not a moral failure. Tears activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers your heart rate to help calm you down. For some people, crying became a familiar response because it was the only safe and acceptable way for them to express frustration in childhood, so their body still goes there when emotions run high. In conflict, tears often communicate more honesty than any argument could. Crying keeps you from bottling your emotions, communicates that something matters deeply, and signals to others that a boundary has been crossed. And when emotion shows up openly, without rage or defensiveness, people often shift from attacking to trying to understand. The disadvantage, of course, is perception. Crying can be misinterpreted as helplessness and weakness, but in reality, it signals truth, it signals impact, and it often stops conflict faster than raised voices ever could.